Hello everyone and welcome to another Investillionaire special. In this video we'll be doing a quick update on Hector DAO project as well as our price forecast for the HEC token. But before we start, like always, we kindly invite you to go ahead and join our growing community and family by smashing the like button, subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell button as well. Now let's go ahead and get started. So here we are on CoinMarketCap and we're trying to see what the Hector DAO project is all about. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Hector DAO, it is basically an on fork that is available right now on the Phantom chain. However, we decided to make a quick update for this project because of some news that have recently come up regarding the development of the Hector DAO project. So the first news is that the implementation of the warm-up period. So Hector DAO, they decided to implement a warm-up period for the staking rewards of the coins. So as you are aware, there is a reward amount that is being given out every 8 hours to the stakers. So you can stake Hector DAO and every 8 hours you're gonna be getting an nice yield. So at the moment it is at 0.56% yield that you're gonna get every 5 hours. However, they decided to introduce this warm-up period. So what is the warm-up period? The warm-up period affects the rebases. It is basically a period of time where if you stake your HEC token and then you unstake it before 3 rebases. So if you stake it now and then you unstake it before 3 rebases, which is roughly 24 hours, then you will forfeit your rewards for these 3 rebases. So if you stake right now and then you want to unstake it, let's say within 23 hours, then guess what? You are not gonna get any of these staking rewards for that period. So this was implemented. Why was this warm-up period implemented? The main reason why this warm-up period was implemented is to stop unwanted price action around rebases. So basically what's happening is that there is a lot of big whales that hold a large amounts of Hector and they're staking it. What they do is that they come and they stake this coin and then before or just after the end of the rebase, they would sell all their rewards that they got. So let's say there's the rebase period is 8 hours. They come 30 minutes before the rebase, they buy, and then 30 minutes later after the rebase they get their rewards and then they sell it. So this is creating a lot of problems because they are basically diluting the project and they're negatively affecting the long-term holders of the Hector DAO project. So to put this into perspective, you might say that 0.5% is not a lot of rewards. But if you think about it, if you put just 10K into it, then that's gonna be translating to around $50, right? So it's not a big amount if you think about it. But there are a lot of whales that are putting a lot of money. Imagine you putting 500K into it. So 0.5% of 500K is $2,500. So basically all these people they do is just stake before the reward period is rebase period is over, and then they immediately sell $2,500. So this is the reason why the warm-up period was implemented, is to provide this fluctuation of the price that is happening around the rebases. So that's the first news. This is already implemented. There's going to be a button that's going to show up if you try to unstake and stake within that period. Is going to show you that you're going to forfeit your rewards for that period. Now, the next major news that's coming up is actually regarding the Hector ecosystem. So recently the community have approved an allocation of $7.2 million, which is roughly around 7% of the treasury of Hector DAO, to fund the development of Hector DAO ecosystem sub-projects. and these are going to be implemented in 2022, starting 2022. Some of these projects are very ambitious, but I'm going to briefly walk you through these projects. So the first one is Hector Rebase. So Hector Rebase is what everybody is using right now. You have rebasing, you have bonding and staking, and so this is already there. There is very minimal changes that's happening to it for now. The next one is Hector Cross-Chain. So Hector Cross-Chain is going to be the sub-project that's responsible for managing the presence of Hector DAO across multiple chains. So Hector DAO, they're going to go cross-chain, and this is going to bring a lot of liquidity and a lot of investment into the Hector DAO project because of going into multiple chains in the future. The next one is Hector Bank. So Hector Bank will allow the users to lend and borrow their crypto tokens and receive an APY rewards for doing so. The next one is Hector NFT in the NFT space. So they have a Hector game. Basically, people are going to be using this game to earn rewards, and probably also going to be using these NFTs within that game. The next one is Hector Launch. So Hector Launch will provide the resources like a launch pad for new projects that want to launch on the Phantom chain. So if you're a staker of the HEC token, you can be granted exclusive access to whitelist spaces, and you're going to be able to participate in these launchpads at a very low or very exclusive price. The next one is Hector Swap. So Hector Swap will be a DEX aggregator which will allow the users to swap their tokens and get the best possible rates, just like any decentralized exchange. The next one is Hector University. It's going to be an education center that you're going to be able to learn about the crypto space and Hector DAO, and maybe also they're going to be offering some learn to earn rewards for this project. The next one, and I think is the most ambitious one, is Hector Pay. So Hector Pay is a project that aims to create a payment system where every user is able to send and receive crypto assets to and from friends, and also across multiple networks. So you're going to be able to pay for real world items using your crypto balances. There's also been news about creating a stable coin. Yes, about Hector DAO launching their own stable coin that is going to be coming up. Now the real question is, why is Hector DAO investing heavily into all these new sub projects? Well, the main reason for that is they are thinking of the long-term sustainability for this project. They're trying to make this project more sustainable. Now the reason for that is, that the APY is great. The APY is what got Hector DAO started in the first place, but everybody understands that this APY is ridiculously high right now. 47,000 is a lot, and it's not going to be sustainable for the long term. So in order to provide more sustainability for the project, they have decided to invest $7.2 million into these sub projects, because these sub projects will generate revenues, and this revenue will be used to sustain the APY. The APY is going to be lower, but it's going to be sustained, and it's going to prevent the dilution of this project. So for instance, they're going to have Hector Bank. With Hector Bank is going to be generating revenue by taking small amounts of fees from every transaction. And these fees are going to be distributed to the holders, and is going to be used to sustain the APY and the long-term revenue potential of Hector DAO project. In addition to that, Hector NFT can generate revenue from its sales, and so on. It's going to be distributed, these revenues, with the holders. Also, Hector Launch, you're going to be generating revenue from token allocations and support packages that is being offered to these projects. So all these revenues, what they will do is they will be used, first of all, to help sustain the APY. They're also going to be used to burn HEC tokens. So this is going to reduce the supply growth. So with this scenario, they're trying to reduce the dilution for this project, and also offer new revenue streams that is going to be used to attract more people into the Hector DAO ecosystem. Now, with that being said, there's also one major news that has come up, which is the APY reduction. So Hector DAO, what they'll be doing is they decided to reduce the APY, because even though the high APY gives a lot of rewards right now, it is actually not beneficial for the project long term. So what they were going to be doing is they're going to be reducing the APY, because this APY is basically creating a high selling pressure after the rebases, because the APY is very high. So if you see other projects, for example, Olympus DAO, they have already reduced the APY, and it's actually a good news. So Hector DAO, they have decided to reduce the APY to 10,000%. They're going to be passing a vote in the coming few weeks, and that vote is going to decide if this APY reduction is going to happen. It's going to be gradual, but I mean, 10,000% is also considered an 100x, so it's very good for the project in the long run. Now, let's go ahead and talk about our price predictions for the short term and for the long term. So to start off, we're gonna look at the price potential for the long term. Now, with the introduction of all these Hector DAO sub projects, we think that it's a very, very bullish sign for this project, especially now given that this project is relatively new. It's been here only for 2 months, a little bit more than 2 months, and look at the amounts that they have accumulated. So they have already $100 million in their treasury, and it's going to grow in the future with all these projects. If they're deployed, they're going to be attracting a massive, massive potential. We are just in the beginning. Hector DAO can grow from a 100 million market cap to $1 billion at least. It can be $1 billion enterprise, especially with all these projects coming into play. So that brings the price up with a 10x. The price can go easily to $500. Now, this is considering that all these projects are going to be generating revenue that are going to be sustaining the APY, and also it's going to prevent the dilution of this project, which is achievable in my opinion. So that is our price forecast for the long term. If you want to buy Hector DAO and hold it for the long term, right now we are still very early actually into this project, and you can see immense growth. If you decide to hold on to this project for a few years, it can be once in a lifetime opportunity to get in right now. Now, with that being said, though, for the short term price prediction, we think that the price of Hector DAO is gonna fall within the next few weeks. So right now the price, you can see the price is sitting around $58. However, since the news have just came up and they're gonna have vote to reduce the APY to 10,000%, we expect that if that vote passes within the next couple of weeks, the price of Hector DAO is going to be suffering a blow. So the price in the short term, it's going on a downtrend. It might be a great buying opportunity once the APY reduction is actually implemented, because the price can go at least to $30. We expect the price to fall. It's going to take a blow for sure, because a lot of people are going to be, they're going to say, oh, I'm not getting my rewards right now. The 50,000% is just 10,000%. So it's going to create a lot of selling pressure in the short term. So if you are trying to buy Hector DAO, even if you want to buy it for the long term, I would suggest that you stick around for the next couple of weeks, next 3 weeks, and see what happens with this proposal to reduce the APY. If the proposal passes, then the price should crash. The price will crash. Don't know how much. Maybe $30 will be a great entry point into this project for the long term. However, right now, we do not recommend you buying it at this moment unless you really want to have it for the long term. Then any time is a good time to buy. And with that being said, guys, we hope that you enjoyed this video. Remember that this video is not financial advice. We're not financial advisors. This video is made only for educational and entertainment purposes, and you should always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing into any asset class. And with that being said, we're extremely bullish on Hector DAO, and we think it has a long way to grow in the future. And with that being said, guys, we hope that you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.